Third attempt. I'm trying to do this without going too long. I'm hearing a lot of people, seeing, reading, people remark and share their hate, resentment towards anyone who talks about Jesus or tries to share their faith or witness. And they don't separate. You know, they talk about the church, they talk about religion, they talk about Catholicism and Christianity. And they all lump us, or many lump us together all as one. That we all practice, that we all believe this man at the pulpit, or blindly accept anything that is spoken by a man of the cloth or anything. All right. I find it frustrating to no end, but I find it funny that these people can gather and so much information and do such great study on so many topics, and they don't on this particular subject. They as much time as they spend. I understand it. I mean, I understand that they're just they've either been wronged. They don't accept it because you know, people say, "Oh, it's just indoctrination from birth." Well, let me tell you, my family, my mother stopped me from going. I used to go to with the neighbor to church only a few times, and she put an end to that. There was no God in my house. There was Ouija, you know, Ouija board and tarot cards and you know, that garbage. So indoctrination, and it wasn't a matter of fighting against it. It wasn't until I was in my I was almost 30 until I sought out and received Jesus. I fought against it too my whole life. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't believe it. I felt condemned, judged. That's what God's word does. That's what the word does. It shows you. That's the law. You know, the law shows you your sins. Not that once you receive Jesus and you're not going to sin. You know, there is a choice. It's a clear choice that we all have to continue in such a manner. But he does set us free. I know where I've come from. Excuse me, like many, I've come from addiction. But you know, ODs and hospitals and you know, just trouble on you know, on every front. I've lost a lot of people. I'm still watching people I know kill themselves and die. And for them to say, "Oh, you're stronger. You just have a you know, a stronger will. You know, I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe that you know, God can set you free from this." Well, He can, and He has. To say I'm nobody. I'm no different than anybody else. So to say that I'm, you know, I have more willpower, I'm stronger mentally, or whatnot, it's garbage. People use that as an excuse to stay in their own crap. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. Well, I couldn't do it on my own either. As many times as I tried. Until I surrendered, until I admitted I have no power. Then, and it wasn't instant. It was learning that walk. It was trusting God. again, I know very few who have gone through rehabs or programs of any sort who have years of being clean without God. And again, others with God who fall all the time. But they make these choices. And they don't, they don't use common sense and remove themselves or their or friends from their lives. You have to. I mean, that's part of, staying clean. For most, I believe anyway. But for those, again, who take offense to people sharing their faith, saying God bless, or witnessing, well, first of all, look at their site. If their premise is to do so, well, then what do you expect? But my being here, my making this video, I have nothing to say. I mean, I'm watching the world implode as we all are. And for people to say, oh, well, it doesn't line up biblically, okay, well, it does. We're told what's to happen. There is peace, there is joy, there is comfort in Jesus. I don't see that in a lot of people. I see a lot of worry, fear, anger, depression coming upon people, because they're still they're not willing to hand it all over, or they think they know it. They think, okay, well, this is it. This is life. I mean, I don't understand. Myself, I don't understand the reason to wake up in the morning without Jesus, without faith, without a walk with Him. Because I've done that, and to prepare yourself and to get ready. I mean, where are you going to live? You're going to live on the land, and that's going to be permitted, right? we know the laws and the freedoms that are being taken away from us, and you think you're going to be able to tuck away and live another 20, 30 years, sovereign? I think you have high hopes in that. Again, it's my belief. It's my view of things. So you're trying to wake people up to what's going on. And then what? For what? Are they not better off just going blindly? If they're going to die and nothing comes of it, then are they not better off just going to Walmart, going shopping, watching the game, watching TV, and continuing on? If we're all going to lose our freedoms more and more, what's the purpose? Why are you waking them up? So that they can be afraid? So that they can be fearful? They can watch this with you and really not do anything, or not be able to do anything? Look at the community now. It's fairly big. We're aware of, to a large degree, what's going on. We get together and what do? Nothing. What can we do? Can we change it? I haven't heard one logical explanation of how we can. Just prepare yourself, or prepare your family. Well, for those of us who believe in Jesus, have that relationship and walk, who have been set free, who know there's more to life than just existence, than just trying to get by to the next day. It's eternity with Jesus. I mean, that's obviously a belief as a believer in Jesus, not to say Christian and what, or to give such a walk a title. That's where it's I don't know if it's confusing or But people don't separate that. You know, they again lump it all in together. Out of ignorance, out of fear, out of you know, what they believe, you know, much study. I've done all the studies too. I understand where people are coming with the King James and you know, I've heard the arguments. I had the arguments myself. But until it's real, until it's personal, I don't know what more to say other than I will share Jesus. I will say God bless you. I will say, you know, seek Him out. Spend time in prayer. Call out. You will have joy. You will have peace. You will have comfort in these days. That's my whole reason for being here. I'm watching people depressed and angry and fearful and worried. I've lost everything. I mean, I'm still blessed where I am, and I have more than a lot of people. But I've also lost so much. I never thought in my 45 years I would end up where I am. Originally, I never thought I'd live past 27. So you know, I have you know, 18 years. 18 years in my favor. So I mean, you know, that's quite the blessing. But to be offended by somebody just loving you, I mean, you love people who are with no faith or no belief, you know, they love people enough that they want to share the information. Fantastic. But again, I question for what's the purpose? Why wake them up? I mean, for so many, if really, it's better off, you know, spend time with your family, go golfing, do what, you know, live your life. When it comes, it comes, right? I mean, you know, they're not going to separate, you know, too many people and say, oh, well, here you go, you know, oh, you're not a problem, you can carry on. No, not really, you know. The younger generation absolutely will be vital because they've grown up in this stuff. This is their norm. So they're not going to fight back. They're not going to ask too many questions. They're going to receive everything that's implemented and the changes that come as norm. That's just the way things are. They haven't had, you know, the extra years to see, hey, this isn't what it used to be. So those of us with some age behind us, or those of us who are, you know, digging this information and saying, hey, this isn't right, we're all going to face the, you know, the same fate. Death, imprisonment, whatever, you know, enslavement, we're already there, right? So again, to take offense for me or anybody else sharing our faith, you know, we do it out of love as well, and we do it out of you know, a strong belief in there being more, that there being eternity that you can spend with Jesus. That's why we do what we do and say what we say. And some of us, we present it in different manners. You know, we're all human, we're all separate and fallible. But we do it because we love you too. And we're told to go out into the world and, you know, and share Jesus, share this faith. I see, again, like I said, I see so many people stressed and worried and fearful and pained. Now, I mean, I've seen it for years, but I see it now, and you don't need that. You don't have to have that in the here and now. That's what Jesus can bring you. He can bring you understanding. You can it's not joy. I mean, it's joy. I mean, I'm still living a life and enjoying, you know, the more simpler things. I mean, it's amazing. You know, I'm blessed to be where I'm at, and you know, out in the middle of nowhere, seeing and hearing and you know, the simple things. I just spent an hour this morning, 2 hours walking the dog, but an hour basically just looking at the leaves and the buds as they're coming out. I've never seen that. I've never had the opportunity just to look at that beauty. It's amazing. You know, you could call it, you know, by chance or whatnot. I mean, that's not the argument or the discussion. It's just amazing. There is that joy. Why, knowing, you know, people I know who are, you know, slowly killing themselves or who are angry and frustrated all the time. Knowing what's soon to come or believing what's soon to come upon us. With more loss of freedoms, if that's just the most basic thing right now. I still have joy. Other people, they might get joy, and it's fleeting. It's from external stimuli. This is from within. So the reason I'm here, the reason I started my site, and the reason that I share Jesus is because right now, and as times get increasingly worse, I know, I believe, and I know that you can have joy, you can have comfort, you can have peace in the midst of all that. That's what I want for people. I want them to be saved. I want them to have that relationship with Jesus. But I also want them for the here and now to have that comfort that can only come from Jesus. You tell me. I mean, again, I see so many people, you know, sharing such great information, but I don't see that peace. I don't see it lasting. I see anger. I see frustration. I hear just all these, you know, it's just swearing and you know, venting at anyone who wants to witness Christ, not the church, not, you know. Not the system of you know, or these fake pastors on TV. I mean, you know, come on, use your brain. You think we you know, you think, and many of us do. I mean, and they're deceived. I question if they read the word and believe it. Or understand the character of Jesus. You know, they go to churches and the churches are selling T-shirts and water bottles and hats and CDs and coffee. They have coffee shops. Why, you know? How do you know? Jesus said, "How dare you turn my Father's house into a place of you know, merchandising," you know? And that's what's happening. So I mean, I can understand a non-believer going, well, look at it, it's all hypocrisy, it's all fake, it's all, absolutely, I can't agree with you more. But a personal relationship, when somebody has a personal relationship, I'm not saying every church is wrong. I'm sure there are some good ones. If you know one, please let me know, because I haven't found them. But I found believers who know who Jesus is. And I could see it. You know them. You will know them by their fruit. And again, that's so when people get offended by just somebody, you know, saying, hey, you know, seek Jesus. Just seek him. Don't seek the system. Don't, you know, again, it's kind of like those who are gathering this information about all what's going on, and then they, you know, they go, oh, Ron Paul this or this person, and so they're still trusting in the system, but a different person. It's no different than church, easily, you know. But when you have that personal relationship, you'll be set free. You will be. You will have that joy and peace. That's why I'm here. I want you to have that joy and peace right now, in the comfort. Why the world's falling apart. Sure, you'll be pained and you'll be hurt, just as others are for what's going on and what's happening to people. But again, you'll be able to not be burdened with you know, you won't be feared. You won't be fearful during these times, and I think that is a strong quality or trait that's missing in so many. And I see it, I hear it. So again, love you. You know. Thank you again for all what you do, but you know, let each person share his views. You know, you don't have to believe it, but just know why they're doing it. That they love you, that they love Jesus, and they want others to know that love, right? Don't lump us all together, and don't assume that we've been indoctrinated from birth, or that it's a crutch. I mean, I've tried every crutch that's come my way, and I'll tell you, I mean, you know, they fail you. They fail you. Jesus will never leave you or forsake you. This is not a crutch. But I guess if it helps you to remain in your walk, your view of things, you're going to say so. So I don't take offense to it. I get frustrated at it. But you know, I understand. Again, I've been there. I've made the same calls and made the same statements out of ignorance. So this is probably more for me. I don't know if anybody's going to get anything out of this, but I just had to say it. So love you all. Until next time. Hopefully we have a next time. God bless. Take care and stay well.